Right. So I know most of you who have joined today have know about Citrix Ready, and some of you might have already worked with us to validate your products. But we have many new vendors who have joined in today. So let me explain a little bit about Citrix Ready. Citrix Ready is an end-to-end technology partner program that showcases and recommends third-party products, solutions, and services that demonstrate compatibility with Citrix products. So what it means is we basically validate solutions from you on our Citrix's products based on predefined test criteria, and upon successful validation, your product will be awarded the Citrix Ready designation. Once Citrix Ready, the product obviously goes in our Citrix Ready marketplace, where customers can quickly and easily find solutions which are recommended by us. Please do visit Citrix Ready marketplace at citrix.com/ready, and if you're interested in partnering with us, validate your product for Citrix Ready, and to know more about the benefits which we offer, please visit citrix.com/partnerprograms/Citrix Ready. Right, so let's see what we have in terms of the agenda today. So Anirban, our main speaker, will walk us through all the new features of Citrix ShareFile, what we have in our roadmap, and also talk a little bit about ShareFile storage zones. I'll explain how you could verify your products with Citrix ShareFile and get onboarded to Citrix Ready program. I'll also explain about the various technical and marketing benefits we offer to our Citrix Ready partners. Right, so without any further ado, let me hand it over to Anirban. Just one housekeeping item to keep in your mind. If you have any questions during the webinar, please use the question panel available on the right-hand side, and we will address them during our question and answer session at the end. All right. Hi Anirban, welcome once again to the webinar, and it's all yours.
All right, thank you, Anil. Can you give me control?
Yes.
All right. All right, I hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, great. So before I begin, I just want everybody to know that this is an NDA. This is under NDA because we're talking about product updates and what's coming up next. So, and again, there is no guarantee that we'd be able to meet all of the deadlines and timelines that we're talking about. Things keep changing, priorities change. So what you see on the roadmap is of course subject to change. With that, let me dive into the details of ShareFile itself. The true value of ShareFile is built on 3 pillars. The first among them being the next generation workspace, which is actually the end user experience. The second one is where ShareFile integrates with your current infrastructure, or rather the customer's current infrastructure. So it could be a hybrid storage platform or any content repository of choice, which is our flexibility story. And then we also have very advanced security controls, which actually makes ShareFile truly an enterprise class file sync and share product compared to most of the other consumer-like EFSS products in the market. So that essentially is our experience, flexibility, and security story, which makes ShareFile stands out and differentiated from competition. So let me start with the end user experience updates. We've recently introduced a lot of new features that makes the end user experience great. The first among them is DRMappers. So this is a new tool that we've recently introduced, and this is great for virtualized environments where space could be a constraint. So what happens here is that ShareFile appears as a drive letter in your virtualized or local desktop environments, and you can see all your and you can see all ShareFile files and folders, network shares, and SharePoint folders under this particular mount point. What happens is not all the files are immediately synced to your local desktops. They're synced only when the files are clicked at. So that really optimizes a lot of space in space constrained environments. We've recently introduced the Mac Sync dashboard. We've had great sync solutions for Windows environments, but for Mac Sync, but for Mac environments, that feature was missing. So recent updates to this include a dashboard that shows recently synced files, a finder buttons, and a lot of other quality improvements that make the experience a lot better than what it was earlier. It is very important for us to play in the Office 365 ecosystem. We know that the world is moving towards Office 365, and we are introducing a set of new features that make us, add a lot of value to the Office 365 ecosystem in general. Primary among them is the ability to edit and co-edit documents online, Microsoft Documents online. So with this particular feature, multiple ShareFile users can actually log into the same editing sessions and edit on a particular document. So that's the beauty of this particular feature. You can have real-time co-authoring where, like Google Docs, you can see who's editing what part of the document and so on. And the changes are auto-saved to ShareFile, so there is no need to manually go and save a document in order for your changes to be restored. We're also integrating with Office mobile apps. We have the direct-to-file feature, which is really about opening a file directly in the native app from within ShareFile. So if you have an Office document that you can see in ShareFile, you can actually now directly open that document in Word from within ShareFile itself. So that really introduces a deeper integration with core Office products. We've also introduced audio video support recently, so anybody can now record a voice memo from directly within the ShareFile app and upload it into ShareFile. Video directly stream from the ShareFile web app and mobile app without having the need to download them separately. So that makes the experience of working with video and audio files on ShareFile a lot more seamless today. We've also made a lot of new updates to our flexibility story, which is basically about integrating with our customers' existing systems. Primarily among them is what we've done with connectors. Now, this slide pretty much says it all. We know that data, like devices, is fragmented, especially in the enterprise space. Enterprise customers have their data in different content repositories, whether it's SharePoint, whether it's network file shares, or even Google Drive. The data lies everywhere, and it can be a huge burden to migrate all of that data into one single data repository. Sometimes that becomes impossible. So with ShareFile, what we say is we don't need to do that anymore. ShareFile gives customers a way to connect to all of these different legacy content management systems and yet enjoy the benefits of a consumer-like file sync and share solution without having the need to migrate all of that data into ShareFile. The first feature that we've introduced, to enhance that experience is around connector sharing. So if you have a connector to SharePoint or to network shares, ShareFile now makes it very easy to share files from those repositories using ShareFile directly. So there is no need for you to copy that file into another file sharing system and then sharing it, or downloading the file and then sharing it over email. Using ShareFile, you can connect to that data source directly and share files from it without having to do any other manual process. ShareFile also integrates with on-prem DLP systems, so that when you're sharing a file from a SharePoint or a network share, the files, ShareFile adheres to the DLP systems, to the DLP policies that have been applied to that particular file or that sensitive content. We've also introduced connectors to Office 365, like SharePoint Online and OneDrive for Business. That's again taking our Office 365 story forward. So if you have a OneDrive implementation or a SharePoint Online implementation, now you can connect to those data repositories using ShareFile as well and share files from those repositories. We very recently introduced a connector to Documentum. Documentum, as most of you might be knowing, is a market-leading ECM system. So now, like SharePoint and network shares, using ShareFile, one can connect to a Documentum repository, access, browse files, and share files from there as well. We recently introduced the System Center Operations Management Pack for ShareFile. This is an advanced monitoring pack for customers who use on-prem storage zones. So when they install a storage zones controller on-prem, this management pack actually helps them monitor the health of the storage zone and the health of the storage zones controller to make sure that the connectivity is strong between the ShareFile account and the storage zones at all times, and that all services and components are running fine. This has been a great benefit that we've provided the end IT admins. Some updates on the security front. The first one, primary among them, is information rights management. Now, a pain point with most of our customers were that when they would share files with another recipient, and when the recipient would download a file, there was nothing that could be implemented. There was nothing that could be implemented to prevent them from sharing those files with other unauthorized recipients. So there was no way to check what was going on with that file once it was downloaded by the recipient. Now, information rights management addresses that particular gap, because now with information rights management, a file is shared with a secure container. So using a secure container, a file is shared, and even after that file is downloaded, the file is downloaded in that secure container, and there is no way that the recipient can then send this file across to somebody who is unauthorized to view that particular file. So even after the file has been downloaded, the controls can still be maintained on that particular file if that file has sensitive content. We've also recently introduced encrypted email. So we have an option of sharing files using the email feature within ShareFile. And now there is an option to encrypt the body of that email using which you're sharing files. So that's another great new security feature that we've recently introduced. So this is kind of a snapshot of all of the recent features that I talked about that spans our experience, flexibility, and security story. With that, I'm going to also spend some time talking about what's coming next. Within the user experience area, we are going to be introducing document approval workflows. So we did a little bit of research around why are people sharing files in the first place. And one of the main reasons of the use cases was to actually share content to get feedback or get approval on a document or to get signatures on a document. So this particular feature now addresses that particular use case where users do not need to manually download a file or try to get feedback on a particular file content over email or fax or scanning and therefore find it difficult to track. With this particular process, it's so much easier to now manage that whole workflow process from within ShareFile itself. So one can just right-click on a file, initiate approval, and that gives them the ability to request approval or just collect feedback on a particular document. So that prevents that saves the trouble of passing email attachments back and forth. As you can see here, this is a screen which the initiator and approver can both see. One can make annotations on a document, give feedback on a document, reply to comments, and so on and so forth. Comments are color-coded for easy tracking. Once an approver or somebody giving feedback makes annotations, the initiator can actually reply to discuss those specific annotations. So that's a lightweight collaboration feature that's also built in over here. And there is version support as well. So when a change is made to a certain document, a new version can always be uploaded for approval. We also have e-signature workflows integrated. So if a file to be sent for signature that is legally binding, that can be done from within ShareFile itself. We would be introducing connectors to additional enterprise content management systems very soon. Primarily among them are Alfresco, IBM FileNet, OpenText, and iManage. We will be introducing support for OpenStack Swift, so customers who have an OpenStack Swift infrastructure for their storage backend would now be able to use ShareFile for on-prem storage by connecting ShareFile with the storage infrastructure. So ShareFile would be storing files into the OpenStack environment by connecting with the Swift protocol. Today we already support S3, but going forward we will also be supporting Swift. We are also about to introduce a new feature called policy-based administration to make the life of IT admins easier. Here, IT admins can design any policy that they want, assign permissions to it, and assign those policies to a group of users. So this makes both the security as well as the end user experience a lot better. So in a snapshot again, these are some of the features that are coming soon. Additional to what I already talked about, we are also going to introduce the ability to favorite connector folders. So right now, customers have the ability to favorite ShareFile my files and folders, but they would also be able to favorite their connector folders. They'd be able to do a search on SharePoint connectors, and they would also be able to upload a file metadata when they upload a file to a specific SharePoint document library. So these are some of the additional very unique features that we are going to be adding very soon. With that, I'd like to cross over to ShareFile storage zones. Now, ShareFile storage zones is at the core of our flexibility story. So our flexibility story is really about being able to our customers' data wherever they want, whether it's in the cloud or whether it's in their on-prem storage infrastructure. And our storage zones technology actually enables our customers to do that. And this is the architecture of the storage zones controller. This is the architecture of the storage zones technology, as you see here, where ShareFile delivers the end user experience and user information from the control plane, which is hosted in Citrix's own cloud. But the file transfer, file management, all of that occurs from within storage zones, which could either be in the cloud or they could be hosted by the customer on-prem. So file movement, file management is all carried out by the customer's own IT department, unless they need us to manage the files. So cloud storage, as you can see, is one of the key values that we provide. ShareFile offers customers the benefit of not having to manage their storage and take advantage of the scale economies the cloud has to offer. And this is achieved either through Citrix managed storage zones or customer managed storage zones. Now, the Citrix managed storage zones can be either on Amazon or Azure, and it's something that Citrix manages entirely. However, cloud storage could also be customer managed, where customers store their ShareFile data in an AWS or Azure account that they manage themselves. And this is how the data flow works. This is how the data flows in Citrix managed storage zones. So what you see here is that the client, which could be the web app or the desktop or mobile device, and in step one requests a file to the control plane, which is basically the application tier, or rather the application tier for ShareFile. Now a prepare message is then sent by the ShareFile control plane to the storage zones hosting the file, and then the location of the file is stored in the control plane accessed by the ShareFile web application and API servers. In step 3, the storage zone and the control plane also share a key or secret code to establish the trust. Now, an authentication message based on this shared key is then sent as part of the prepared message, which is then validated by the storage zone's controller. And then once validated, the storage zone confirms the validity and generates a unique one-time use download token. In step 5, the ShareFile web application or API server then provides the download link. So the ShareFile web application or API server is basically the control plane, which provides the download link containing the fully qualified domain name of the storage zone's controller to the end client with the unique download token. And then to start the actual download, the client would then directly connect with the storage zone. And then in step 7, the download token is validated, and if validation is successful, the file will be retrieved from the storage, which in this case is the storage in cloud. Now, customer managed storage zones are the second very important piece of our flexibility story, like I talked about, and several customers want to leverage their existing data center investments, or they might have regulatory requirements that prevent them from moving their sensitive data to the cloud. And here's where they take advantage of customer managed storage zones by deploying their storage zones on premises. Also, an additional security feature that is offered with customer managed on-premises storage zones is restricted storage zones. Now, restricted storage zones is basically a private data area that's accessible only to employees, where files and folder metadata are encrypted with the customer's own keys, and then users must authenticate to the server in addition to authenticating to ShareFile as well. This is how this is a pictorial representation of how the data flow occurs with customer managed storage zones. It isn't very different from the data flow in Citrix managed storage zones. Only here the storage zone is located on premises. So what happens here again is a client would request a file. In step 2, a prepare message is sent by the control plane to the storage zone hosting the file. The location of the file is stored in the control plane, accessed by the ShareFile web app and API servers. Now, again, similar to Citrix managed storage zones, a key is shared here to establish trust between the control plane and the on-prem storage zone. Again, a hash-based message based on the shared key is sent, which is validated by the storage zone's controller sitting on-prem. Once validated, the storage zone confirms the validity and generates that unique one-time use download token. And then this, the control plane provides a download link to the client with the unique download token. And then again, to start the actual download, the client device would have to connect to the storage zone controller here. The download token is validated by the storage zone's controller, and when the validation is successful, the file is retrieved from the storage and is sent back to the client. So I talked about this slide already. This is about our plethora of connectors that we help connecting to. And the way we do it is with our storage zones connectors technology, where users can connect to any content repository like I talked about, whether it's in an on-prem data source like network shares in SharePoint, or a cloud repository like Office 365, Box, Dropbox, or Google Drive. So with connectors, documents can stay in their native repositories like I talked about. There is no need to migrate them into ShareFile. There's a substantial set of file sync and share features such as viewing, editing, sharing, uploading, and downloading that users can apply on their connected documents in the most seamless yet secure fashion. And this is a snapshot of what the flow looks like for connectors. Users typically sent login requests are sent to the subdomain.sharefile.com, where the top level storage zone connectors are displayed. Then the user login requests are sent to organizations, the Active Directory. User is authenticated to the Active Directory. Then the network shares are enumerated, SharePoint document libraries are enumerated, and then files are uploaded and downloaded. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I would conclude my part here and hand it over to Anil to talk further about the Citrix Ready program. Over to you, Anil.
Explain in the next slide. Right, so here's what we offer to our Citrix Ready partners. A lot of technical benefits to offer, and a lot of marketing benefits as well. Technical benefits include free trial licenses at the highest level. We offer a lot of trainings. We offer technical support, entitlement, enablement packages. And also access to the Citrix Enablement Program website. So it's a lot of technical benefits to offer, and in terms of marketing, as you can see, we do content marketing where we create a lot of co-branded assets, working very closely with you in terms of white paper, joint solution brief, ebooks, infographics. and also we do a lot of product demo and marketing videos. In terms of promotions and social media, we are very active on Twitter, LinkedIn, and other social media channels. Press releases and blogs is yet another forte of us, and you do get access to Citrix Sales IQ, where you get the latest and greatest information from our field specialists. And in terms of demand generation, you could reach out to your target audience. We have various campaigns we offer, like the lead guarantee webinars. We do podcasts with Doug Brown from dabcc.com, and we've also recently introduced something called Partner Pavilion, where we'll be where we will be representing at various major industry events. All right, so what's next for you? What's the call for action? So if you're already a Citrix Ready partner, and if you'd like to validate your product with Citrix ShareFile, just request access to the Citrix Ready verification platform if you've already not done so. Over there you'll have a lot of predefined test cases available depending on your product. You just have to execute all these test cases and verify your product with us. And if you're not a Citrix Ready partner, just complete the Citrix Ready online application. Once your application is accepted, validate your product and submit the results to us. So and if you have any questions, drop me an email. That's my email address. You can see at the screen below. All right, so let's move on to the question and answer section. Anirban, we have received quite a few questions and some really good questions here. Hey, Anirban, are you with me?
Yep, I am. I'm just trying to read the questions. Do you want me to take them in any particular order?
No, I've just noted down a few, and if you could, and if I missed anything, you could take it up from the question panel again.
Okay.
So the very first question is, when will block-based sync be available, like it's presently available in Dropbox?
So at this point of time, we do not have support for block, like you all know. It's something that I don't have an answer for at this point of time because it's not on the roadmap yet. I'll definitely provide an update as soon as we come up with something.
All right. And the second question is there an option to block access based on geolocation for endpoint device?
Okay, let's look at that. I'm not getting that question over here.
No problem. Do you want me to repeat it once again, or maybe we could take it later?
Sure. Is that about geolocation capabilities? Like, if I got it right, was that? I mean, based on the location of a particular device, we want to lock the device from accessing share files.
Right. That's the question. Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I think it's based on the IP, so you could actually block access to files based on the device IP. Okay,
right.
then yeah, let me just go through the questions myself. It's probably easier that way.
Sure.
There are gaps in feature between single and multi-tenant environments. It would be great to have an overview of which feature is available where and a roadmap when feature parity will be. Yes, so we do have that information available about what's available, what's not available in multi-tenant environments, particularly among them DLP is not available in multi-tenant environments, IRM is not available in multi-tenant environments. So that gap is mentioned in a KB, in a knowledge base article in our support site. So I would encourage you to go and take a look. As far as closing that feature parity is concerned, yes, that's something on the roadmap, and we would be looking into that next year itself. Okay. Is the rights management included with licensing, or does it require additional licensing? No, it's included with ShareFile licensing. There is no additional licensing required for that. Is e-signature a platinum feature? Yes, e-signature is a platinum feature. Does e-discovery include document hold capabilities? Yes, it will include document hold capabilities, but that feature is being groomed right now, and either by end of this year or early next year is when we would be launching the e-discovery feature. Do you have a long-term roadmap like Microsoft has for OneDrive? Well, so our roadmap is a one-year roadmap. What I shared with you. That's pretty much on the same lines as Microsoft has, I believe. They share one-year roadmaps for OneDrive, and ours is no different. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it all, right?
All right. And I think we'll receive some questions during the registration, but I think we can email the attendees later after I send it to you.
Okay, yeah, it'll be good if you can kind of compile a list of questions and send them to me, and then I could get them answered.
Definitely. Thanks very much, Anirban. And I also want to thank all the attendees today who have attended this webinar. And I also want to thank Anirban for last but not the least, I want to thank everyone once again for attending this webinar, and we shall conclude this broadcast for today. Thank you very much.